routed out frame, check. Missing fuel cap, check. Busted handle, check. I think we'll take it. Yeah. Let's see if it will even run. The pre-filter is looking rather nasty. Up there it broke. And the air filter is also not looking great, but maybe we don't need it where we're going. Primer seems to be working. Now, I want to check for spark, but I need something to God damn it. Well, the spark plug looks fine, but I just discovered something. Yeah. I don't have a pull cord. Great. Let me fix it. I got the top off here, so now we can also get a better look at how it looks. And it looks sort of how you would expect a neglected lawnmower to look. It's been standing outside for God knows how long. Yeah. It seems to be turning, and yeah, it's just the string that is broken, so I'm just gonna put in a new string. Yeah. There seems to be a spring in here doing its job, so let me just replace the string. And like that, it is still the old string because it was still on the spool, and those two dogs, or what you call it, where you are from, they are also coming out. So of course there's not as much throw on the cord as there normally is, but for what I'm doing here, this should be enough. So let me fire up my compressor and give it a good blow. Joke. when you're doing something like this, it's always a really good idea to leave both the intake and the spark plug hole completely open, so every piece of junk and debris that you are blowing off can get right down into those holes. Well, it's a Briggs & Stratton, so I'm sure that it will just chew everything up. Now, let me buzz it on again, and then we'll meet again over here. Now, spark. Yeah, actually, really nice spark. Perfect. Now, the gas tank, it's been stored outside without the lid for the gas tank, so that was full of water, and I'm pretty sure the carb was also, but let me just try it real quick to see if she will fire up. I think I'm going to take off the carb and clean it no matter what, but let me just give it something down in the throat to see if it runs before I go any further. We got spark, the engine is not locked up, so that's more than too much. Perfect. It's trying. I'm gonna call it good. Good enough. We can make it run. So, let me clean it. Yeah. So I'm looking at the carb here, and apart from just one drop of water in the bowl, and I guess that puddle in there is also water, but it looks really, really clean. So, yeah, I don't really know if I should just put it back on and see if it runs with a steady fuel supply. Yeah. I found a fuel cap. Check mark at that point. Now let's dump in some fuel and see how she runs. It's not the best fuel cap in the world, but it's better than no fuel cap, I guess. It's not the biggest fuel tank in the world, but maybe later on we can modify it to get bigger capacity. Yeah, we'll see. One moment. There, maybe. And you just stay there. You really need to see what people. There. Maybe I also need to figure out something else for kill switch. Because the handle is also going to scrap out. So let's see if she will run. Runs fine, but it is totally coming apart underneath. Well, doesn't matter. We only need the engine. Well, it sounded fine. Now what? Do you want an explanation? I'll give it to you. Well, You've seen this engine in, I think, 3 videos now, and in the last video, the one where I started it up for the season, it starts up really nice and runs really nice in the barrel. But when I get out on the water, which is also a reason why I'm not getting that much time on the water, one thing is that the boat, I'm not sitting that well in the boat, and the engine, it's like it doesn't have all the power that it should have. Well, last year I broke a bracket here and made my own from, this is a part of a work desk, and it also controls the timing. It's like the timing is a bit off, and it's also like it's not getting the fuel that it should. So we got a timing issue, maybe, and now I stripped the threads in the pump here because I was cleaning it. Yeah, I can pull it right out. I was cleaning the pump because it bogged down and quit on me last time I was on the water. So I thought maybe the pump got dirty again, but it really didn't. And I wanted to put it back together, and now these threads are stripped. One more problem. And then there's also the point that you need to change the impeller once in a while to get cooling to the engine, and you need to mix gasoline and clean the carb, and everything is just packed jam tight on this little engine. And I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna do this, because this is my primary engine, and if I put that engine instead of this power head and it goes wrong, then I don't have a primary engine. But at this point I still don't have a power head. I still don't have a primary engine because, I could get a new pump. I could also just run, it got an internal tank, I could also just run fuel line from the internal tank to the carb, but then there's still, it's water cooled and it's not that big, and it's old and 2-stroke, and I don't have that much luck with 2-strokes. I have much more luck with lawnmowers. This is a 4-stroke. You just add gasoline and change the oil every year. New spark plug and an air cleaner, but you don't really need it on the water. This is just so much more reliable in my eyes, and much more, I can much better work on this myself. So that's what's going on. I'm trying to wrap my head around if I'm gonna change out the power head on the old Johnson. So I was on the phone the other night with a friend, and I was just talking with him and picking away a little bit, and all of a sudden I stood with the power head removed from the leg. So now I'm really committed. Well, shoot. Yeah, now I gotta make it work, because I'm not putting that power head back on again. It actually went fairly easy. I only broke 1 bolt. The rest of them came out, and then it was just a matter of unhooking hoses and wires. I had to cut one, or I chose to cut one, because it went, where is it? It went into that connector there, I think. Yeah, it came from the tiller handle, so I guess it's a part of the shut-off circuit. And yeah, this from the tiller handle was mounted as a ground, and this one went to the wiring harness on the engine. So I guess that this was, ground on the engine going to the handle, and when you push it, you ground out the engine, killing the spark. So I can use this again on the lawnmower engine, I guess, because that's the exact same, I do believe. It's only this that controls it. Up here on the coil, there's a little tiny wire. If I unhook that and hook this to it, I hope I kill spark by pushing the button. Yeah, of course I also got this engine off the lawnmower, and also only breaking one bolt there. That is just going to get drilled out because I'm just going to put new hardware on. So now, as I said, I've committed myself to make this work if I want to go out again. So now I gotta figure out to make a bracket and an adapter here. I think maybe I've seen another video. I think I'm gonna try it. And I already got some of the stuff. The old bolt from the knife, or the blade, and a socket. This is a deep socket, but yeah. Yeah, I've seen one make this work by using the old bolt and put it the other way into a socket so it pokes through, tighten it, and I'm not sure if he used a nut or the head of another bolt, but on top of the shaft to the propeller, and then they just went together. A slip coupling, I guess it is, and that would also make it really easy to just, if that engine burns up, you just unbolt this from the old engine, bolt it to a new engine, and put the new engine on the mount. That should also be sort of universal for a lawnmower engine, I guess, at least Briggs and Strattons. So let me wrap my head a little bit around and bring you back when I figure out something, because now, yeah, I'm committed now and we want to see it work. So I made my own little coupler adapter here. Sorry. It was hidden all the way in there. So just, yeah, I really didn't know, because I wanted to see if I could do without welding. I'm not sure if I can go totally without. It seems sort of okay, but I think a blob of weld down there would be very good. Now these bolts, they all they go into the splines of the shaft, so I would like to keep them, but maybe they are interfering with, I need to make a plate, so maybe they are interfering. But for now they are mostly to keep the socket sort of in place and level. And is it in gear? Now it is. When I turn the prop, this actually looks, I think it looks okay. It's not that wobbly, and there will be some play, being that it is just an, where is it? I have one here. So it is just a bolt that is going in here, and it got a little bit of slip to it, so it can work a little bit. And I imagine if I just put a drop of oil in here sometimes, this will last okay. And even if it breaks, I just need to buy a new cheap socket or get a bolt from a junk machine. What could possibly go wrong other than being stranded on the water? But I got oars and luckily a spare engine. So let me try to speed up a little bit. The next time I'll bring you along, I hope to be when I've made a bracket, an engine bracket. I'm going to remove this holder for the blade, see if I can get it off because it is really on there. Drain the oil on the engine and mount it and put fresh oil in. I'm also gonna remove the impeller because we don't need that anymore. Maybe I will take off the fan shrouding and the valve cover and put a lick of paint just to, yeah, protect it a little bit, because we are going on the water with this and it is already rusty, but yeah, it will probably rust anyways. Progress, valve cover, fan shroud and engine bracket. Bracket is made and welded and painted. So yeah, fan shroud and valve cover. 1 coat of primer and 2 coats of paint for all of them. This got engine paint on it and this is some hammer paint. It's just, yeah, SOS type of a paint job. Stuff on a shelf, what I had laying around. So we are getting there, really nice. I ended up removing the lower part of the engine cover because it was just getting in the way. So now I got a complete engine cover and a power head for a Johnson 4-horse for sale almost, if this works, because if not, then I have to figure out something. Alright, so we are closing in on the home stretch. The goal is right out there in the horizon somewhere. Sorry. I'm working on a throttle, a way to work the throttle. And other guys that have made their own outboard out of a lawnmower engine, they have deleted the governor. I've chosen a different approach, if you can say that, because I still have the spring and I still have the linkage for the governor. And this is the throttle from the Johnson and my homemade bracket from when I destroyed that plastic. Was it the bracket I destroyed on the old engine? I've drilled a self-tapping screw up in the fan cowling here, and I think we got clearance from the flywheel in there. It looks like it is working. The throttle handle is in the fast position now, sort of, and it looks like, so this should be idle, this should be idle, and they should be full throttle, and if any of this falls off, then I'm left with an engine running the lawnmower speed, I guess. So that's my fail-safe. I will almost certainly get to the harbor as long as my coupling down here will hold up. So this is how it's looking now, and it's almost, actually almost 2 weeks later. I've just been a week in Sweden on holidays, and before that there was a lot of logistics where I had to leave this alone. I have had it running and I've made my own little screw here to try and calm it down, because it is a fixed throttle engine. So I'm trying to manipulate, and I still got the governor and everything hooked up, and and the throttle, there's not a lot of travel on the throttle, so this is full blast, everything it got, and this is the stop that I made. And I have had it running for, I don't know, five minutes, I think, where I was working with the screw and trying to calm it down, but still keep it running. But then all of a sudden it wouldn't start. But I know it runs because it has been running. It has been running. I dumped in some fresh fuel, which it's still holding almost 2 weeks later, so that's really good. I have not tried to fire it up today because it wouldn't start the last time I tried, so I'm just gonna, I did not clean the carb as far as I remember, so I'm just gonna do that. Take it off, put it in a hot tub, and then we'll see. So I took it apart and it looks pretty nice and clean and all that. There was a little puddle here that I pour into this magnet tray. It's not much to go by, but to me it looks like, yeah, it got those curtains on the side that tells me that some flammable liquid is present, but to me it actually looks like pure water. So maybe that's just what's going on. It had water in it. Quite possible because it was stored outside with no lid on the fuel tank, and maybe I didn't do a good enough job to get the water out, which is biting me in the behind right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the ultrasonic to warm up and then give it a good 30 minutes. Nah, how about the needle? Looks fine. There with you. Float sounds like it will do the float things. Is getting right to the camera, so see you in 30 minutes. Okay, so now it's back from its little wash. Everything is connected again, and we are at minimum throttle. Let's see if it'll go. I hope. I don't know. Let's try it. I have actually also broken a handle already just by pulling it, so that's, yeah, really cheap handles and maybe not that great of an engine. Yeah, let's try it. It's trying. Yeah! It sounded proper boat like. Yes! But why is it quitting? Huh. There we go. Sounds nice. Forward. Reverse. It's not that happy running at low throttle. Maybe it just needs adjust it a bit higher, and then I just have to live with that extra RPMs. Okay, so maybe it was just water, luckily. But yeah, it runs and it drives the propeller. So now it's just a matter of if my welds generally everywhere holds up. I have the little problem that I am no machinist and I have no experience with fabricating brackets and stuff, so my best, and I was alone, so what I did to make up this bracket was that I put the bolt in the engine and set the engine down in the socket. That could support the engine and I could leave it, and then I made up my engine bracket here, and then when I had welded everything up, bolted the engine down, I could almost not turn it over, and maybe that's why I broke a handle. And it had that awful sound like something was binding up. So I figured out, well, maybe it's just sitting too hard down to the shaft. So I shimmed it up 1 millimeter in each corner, and here we are. So this is so nice. It runs, it works, sort of. Now, before I take it on the water, I don't think we are getting pretty late in the year, so I don't think I'm going on the water more this year. But I would like to do some kind of an endurance test, so I think I'm gonna put it in a bucket of water in gear and leave it running for, I don't know, an hour or something, just to see if it rattles apart. Really? Maybe ow, that hurt. Maybe I need, what a piece of junk handle. Maybe I should go out in the garden and pick myself a stick. What a piece of shit. And I was just going to do a restart. Ow. No, stop it. I think what's happening is the string is too short, so maybe I'm just pulling the string all the way out and it just kicks back. It is surging a little bit, but I don't think the engine is in the carburetor. It doesn't, maybe it doesn't have an idle circuit, so it's not meant to go that low. That's quite possible, I think. So let's just give it some more then. Because I want to be able to put it at the lowest possible throttle setting, and then it just keeps going. And if I can avoid getting kicked again. Apparently not. Now stop it. Now what? Ow! That hurts. Am I pulling too hard? This is just going to fight me every bit of the way, isn't it? But I'll get you. You just don't know it yet. Ow! What is wrong with you? Tack. There we go. I'm gonna work it a little bit and then I will see you in a bucket of water, I think. So I've got it set up here in the backyard with a bucket with 90 liters of water, roughly. And for the propeller to be in the water, I had to prop up the bucket with some wooden blocks and some old bricks, so we're almost sure that that stuff will fall over. So yeah, but let's try if it will move water. Det er bare noget ekstra vand. Ja, jeg tror du skal træde lidt tilbage. Far har ikke selv prøvet det. I got my daughter here. Okay, I've fueled it up, so we got actually a full tank of fuel now. I don't know how long it will go. Ja, lige et øjeblik. And I hope I'm not gonna get kicked by the engine again. Should we prime it? Come on, you. Yeah, there we go. So let's put it in gear and see what happens. Hey, come back, come here, come here. Okay, we're already out of water. So well, but it seems to be running better under load. well. Yeah, what happened? Nej. Okay, why did it quit? I don't think the engine likes all that water kicked up. But it works. Why did it quit? Yeah, I don't know. Nej, kom lige herover. Stil dig lige her. So, will it restart? Uncertain. I don't know why it quit. Did water get to it? It's a mystery. So will it start again? Well, I don't know what I expected, but I did not expect it to kick out that much water, so I'm not really testing it on a load, but already now we have more run time than before. What a stupid device I built. What a stupid device I built. It actually sounds quite okay, I think. We got a lot of water splashing, but I don't think that it will be like that when it's in the water, because it will be covered in water. The prop, that is. I think it sounds like it. That's an okay throttle for March, for cruising speed. It sounds quite okay. I don't know why it's like it's misfiring a little bit sometimes. I'm a bit afraid that it got a bit of a howling sound. I'm a bit afraid that is the bearings, that maybe it's still standing a bit too hard, but we'll see. Is all the water gone? Oh yeah, that is so stupid. It's funny. On the camera you cannot see how fast the prop is spinning. excited now. I wonder how long it will run on a full tank of gas. For sure testing how it handles the water, because it is just covering the whole right side of the engine. Can we calm it down a little bit? Let it run, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, then we'll see. Is it hot? This? Ow! That is hot. So why is that? Is that rubbing so much that it's getting hot, or is it the heat from the engine? Yeah, it might be. Well, the engine is covered in water, and has been for the last 15 or 20, I don't know how long it's been running, 15 minutes. But I don't think that it will kick up that much water. It didn't with the other power head, and it's because dumbass here did not take into account that, yeah, of course, what is a propeller doing? It is moving water, and actually quite well, because it emptied out 80 liters of water in quite a short while. But that just shows me that if it runs fine, and it sounds like it did in these circumstances, then we got no problems on the water. Still, the main failure point, I think, is my coupling here. I don't know if my welds are holding up. I'm not the greatest welder. This is the most welding I have ever done. So actually I'm thinking it's quite okay. So yeah, and I got the original tiller handle working, both the throttle and shut off. I need to cover this with some shrink wrap or something, or electrical tape, because seawater and this, not good. But yeah. Yeah, so next time a video of this engine is coming will be on the water, I hope. Unless I just throw it away or sell the boat or something, you know. I'm about as impulsive as a 4-year-old kid, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I hope to get a lot of runtime on this engine. Famous last words. So yeah, next time you will see this engine will be on the water. So that's my take on a lawnmower powered outboard engine. I've put in 0 kroner, because not quite true, because I did pay for that junk lawnmower and some welding equipment and some bolts and stuff, and of course my time, which is worthless. So pretty cheap. Not that fast of a project, because I haven't done it and I have never done any fabrication, so I started from scratch. But if I can do it, anyone can do it. So yeah, that's it for this time. If you like stuff like this, please consider subscribing, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment. It will be greatly appreciated and help the channel quite a lot. If you help me with this, I can put out even more content like this, because I have 1,000 stupid ideas. But I need your help. Until the next time, stick around. I don't know what I'm doing next time, that is. See you later. Stay safe.